He has a rematch clause in there too, though, but he wants to run the rematch back.
After that last performance, I was clear about a few things. A big part of it was ring rust. Andrew Tate hasn't fought in a long time. He's getting older, and on top of that, he's been through prison. All of that matters. I said the smartest move for him was to push for a rematch, if only to protect his reputation from how that performance looked, and now it seems that's exactly what's happening. Chase has already confirmed there's a rematch clause, Andrew Tate has accepted it, and this fight is officially set to be run back again later this year.
He was like,
is he like kind of sore loser? I think he gave you respect, right?
He gave me his respect. I like the way he handled the whole thing. He was very like upper class. He was like, Chase is the better guy. Oh shit, my fault, bud. He was like, Chase is the better guy tonight. Like, he's bigger, he's younger, but he has a rematch clause in there too, though. But he wants to run the rematch back.
So want to?
Yeah, we got to fight again this year.
How much you get paid?
Not a lot. I'm supposed to get $3 million, but I didn't get that. I ain't got paid nothing yet.
They scammed you,
bro. The whole thing made $100 million over.
So what the fuck did you get?
Bro, I just got into it with the promoter like 10 minutes ago on the phone because I asked him a question. I sent him a screenshot. I was like, did you guys actually make $100 million?
There have been rumors circulating on X that Chase claims the fight generated over $100 million. Now don't get me wrong, the event clearly did very well. Even the Rumble CEO said he wanted to see what Andrew Tate still had and whether he could actually fight. But saying it made $100 million? That's a stretch. For that to be true, you'd need around 1 million pay-per-view buys at $100 each, and it wasn't even priced at that level. I also don't believe they hit 1 million sales. We'll eventually see the real numbers from Taylor, the actual owner, and that will clear things up. Chase was extremely confident going into the fight, so he should have negotiated a strong rematch deal and secured a better split this time around. I don't think this rematch happens immediately though. There will probably be a few more events before we get there, maybe sometime around mid-year. As for Andrew Tate, if I were in his position right now, I'd be off the radar, training hard behind the scenes, staying quiet and plotting revenge. He's been posting a lot of content lately, but realistically, his focus should be on getting that win back. That loss didn't look good for the Andrew Tate brand. Maybe if this was someone else who'd been out of the ring for years, people would be more forgiving, but the expectation was that he'd walk in and completely destroy Chase. Instead, the trolling hasn't stopped. Clips are going viral, people are mocking him, saying he got beaten up by someone they consider a nobody, and yet he still has fans worshipping him. Tate will always fire back by saying these critics aren't brave enough to step into the ring themselves, but that doesn't change the optics. Right now, the narrative is ugly, and the only real way to flip it is to go back in there and get that revenge.
You've shown what the fuck you're about, bro. You're on nothing. You're on absolutely piss all, and you didn't like me dissing you online, so you unfollowed me on Twitter, bro. You soft fucking nerd.
In some moments, Chase has shown respect, both before and after the fight, but in other moments, he's clearly been mocking Andrew Tate. There is a level of mutual respect between them, no doubt about it, but at the same time, Chase is still enjoying the win and rubbing it in.
Do you think like Andrew Tate deserves all this flack that he's getting? Because people are like, oh, we lost to Chase, but like obviously you've proven yourself as like a very respectable fighter, so why do you think there's so many people that are like jumping on the anti-Tate bandwagon saying, oh, he lost? I've seen some people are like, oh, we lost like a reality TV star, which I think is very unfair because you've had tons of fights by now. So what do you think about like all the hate that's getting piled onto Tate? Do you think that's like worthy or no?
No, I think it's very unfair, and I would tell those people like it comes from uneducation. If any of those guys think that they can get in the ring, like they know where my gym's at, they can pull up for sparring and find out firsthand. You know, I don't duck anybody. I don't think of myself as this ultra famous person that would be too proud to do a sparring match with, you know, some guy running his mouth on Twitter. You know, I say all the time they made the wrong person famous because I'm the first one to be in the ring with them. And I would say, yeah, they could call me a reality star. That's just a side job for me. You know what I mean? I was an athlete since I was born.
If he loses again, then so be it. But there's also a real chance that he goes in there this time, shakes off the ring rust, and knocks out Chase. With a proper camp and a real team around him, things could look very different. Like we said before, a lot of his training seemed to be with friends. Tate himself posted those clips on social media, and we all saw them. If he takes this rematch seriously and prepares the right way, the outcome could change.
Yeah.
What changes does he need to make?
Oh, full changes to the team. Too many cheerleaders. Way too many cheerleaders, man. He has to separate himself from that. He's around people that can't really tell him what to do. That coach he's had for years, get rid of him. The pad work is not boxing specific. It's tired. It's the same rhythm. He's had that coach for what, 20 years? And they still do that same rhythmatic pad work. You're seeing like, yeah, it's terrible, man. It's not the one. Get a proper team around him. And yeah, that's what he needs to do. And just go disappear for 3 months. fight someone, then fight Chase again. Because it wasn't like it wasn't a really one-sided fight like that. And I think Chase had many holes in that fight. And he can't possibly beat Chase if he knows the basics.
Andrew Tate was based out in Dubai, and a lot of the people around him were already fighting on smaller platforms out there. There were other shows happening, everyone was training together, and that was the environment he was in. But when there's that much money on the line, millions of dollars, and millions of people watching, you can't treat it like that. You need a proper boxing coach, a structured camp, a delegated team, and you have to take it seriously. It's possible Tate underestimated Chase, especially since Chase was clearly preparing the right way. And from Chase's point of view, he feels no one should be mocking Andrew Tate at all, because in his eyes, Tate is actually an improved boxer.
I played sports my whole life, and I went on a couple reality shows for being an athlete and being competitive. And, that's what separates me from a lot of these other influencers is like, I am a legitimate boxer. I go and fight on other promotions in between my Misfits fights. I already have, a couple fights that, I'm lining up right now, some of them for WBC title shots. And, I think that people can say what they want about the Miss Swing and me going on these dating shows, but at the end of the day, it's like I'm in Mexico fighting, I'm in Colombia fighting, I'm in Misfits fighting, I'm on the biggest platform, and I pull the most amount of views. I'm a chaos, I'm a heel. Yeah. And I'm a legitimate boxer. I have a full team, nutritionist, strength and conditioning. I do more than these boxers, and people try to classify it and separate it as, oh, well, you're not a boxer because boxing's not the only thing you do. Like, no, I am a boxer and I do a lot of other shit too.
Time spent out of the ring really does matter. Aaron Jutai hasn't been consistently active in a legitimate combat sport for close to 10 years. Yes, there was an MMA bout in between, but it wasn't a serious event and the opponent wasn't credible. The guy he fought back in 2020 literally quit after about 20 seconds and offered no real resistance at all. That's not realistic combat experience. At best, it was more of a showcase than an actual fight, and it's the only thing he's done in that entire 10-year gap.
Takes his time, not charging in. Oh, he dropped him, standing 8 count coming. Momentarily in a mixed martial arts fight. I was going to call for some grounding point there. I had to restrain myself.
Old habits die hard. And Tate just looking fantastic, looking calm, cool, collected.
Almost stalking. I think what we could see here is if Strigario can't answer the call, this fight may be called. He's a little unsteady on his feet, and that.
Inactivity has been a huge factor in Andrew Tate's downfall here. Meanwhile, Chase DeMoor has been active, fighting 8 times over the last couple of years. That's real work. He's put in rounds through the Misfits scene and also built up his resume fighting in Mexico. That kind of consistent activity matters. Between the two of them, the energy was actually good and respectful, especially when the rematch was brought up. Andrew Tate wasn't disrespectful at all. He said he'd take some time, didn't commit to a yes or a no, but you could tell it's something that's going to eat at him. And Chase, he's clearly enjoying it. He's even commenting on posts, saying things like, "This age bad," openly bragging about the win. And with someone like Andrew Tate, based on his personality and how he's built his image, that kind of thing usually pushes him to want it back. At the very least, he's the type to try and reclaim it.
Andrew, will you do the rematch with Chase? I think it's disrespectful for me to sit here after only fighting him 20 minutes ago and start talking about rematches. It's his win, it's his day. We can talk about rematches later. For now, Chase is the champion. He beat me fair and square, and I think it's good enough.
This guy trolls a lot, and it looks like Andrew Tate might be considering a warm-up fight before running it back with Chase, just to shake off more of that ring rust. On top of that, Zerk has come out saying, "I'm fighting Andrew Tate on Misfits this summer. It's going to be the biggest event of the year." That suggests there are already conversations happening with potential opponents who aren't Chase. Zerk also made it clear he doesn't want Tate backing out. He basically said if Andrew Tate chooses one of the other options, the promo will be boring and the fight itself will be boring too. His message was simple: it's up to the fans. He's telling people to spam his name on every Misfits post until they get the event they actually want. So despite how that last performance looked, it doesn't seem like Andrew Tate is done with boxing just yet.